Okay, my name is Llewellyn Greyhawk. Middle name is Thomas. I grew up here in Poplar. I've been here all my life. I did a little bit of time in the service. But otherwise than that, I've been here all my life. It's been home to me since I was a very young age. I remember growing up, back in the day, you didn't have internet, you didn't have running water. You didn't have none of those things. A lot of places where they drilled a well in the ground and they put a hand pump. So you went to these places, you pull in your sled or your wagon, or sometimes you just carry in your cream can, and you would have to fill this up and pump on a handle until water comes out. And that's how you filled your water. They had cans, they're round metal cans that sometimes lids didn't want to come off. You had to just know how to do that, or sometimes you put the lid on it and it didn't go on right and you dropped it and you get water all over it. So you have to turn around and go back and fill your cream can back up. That was one of the things, going to the bathroom out in the outhouse, not knowing what real toilet paper was. Whatever food was cooked and put on a table, you ate. There was no, I don't like this, I don't like that. You ate it. And if you did act up, I guarantee you won't eat for a while. And your hind end will be a little sore because you're gonna get a whipping. That's what, to me, I think that's what is lost. That parents and the child, their ability to communicate is completely lost because, unknown circumstances. You can't say, well, it's this or it's that, because you don't know. You're not standing right there. You can't judge. So there's a lot of things that get missed. And parents, if their parents was alive, a lot of times the parents would kind of scold the child, or there was always respect. That's one thing that you always did, was respect everybody, care for people. And a lot of times growing up, we did a lot of hunting. All the brothers and I, my dad, and we would provide game and subsistence for a lot of families. Sometimes we pass out 15, 20 deer in one night, all quartered and skinned. We knew the grandmas that liked to make dry meat, they'd get good hindquarters, or sometimes some of them, the grandmas or aunties, just like ribs, so you get front quarters. So we was always taught that giving, always, like I said, respect and giving. And you never knew the circumstances of the other families, but you see families struggling, or you see somebody hurting, you help them any way you can. Whether it's have to go chop wood at their house, or maybe you have to clean out the coal bin, or always chores. There wasn't really chores, they're just things you growed up doing. Like I said, going to haul water. My grandpa, he lived on the west side of town here, across from the school, and around that curve. He used to have a team, and my dad and them used to go down the brush and go down the woods and cut wood with the old saws, those old bowl saws. And they would load the pickup up, or the wagon up, and they would come back and they would put big stacks. They'd have great big stacks of wood, 2, 3 rows, 4 rows, ready for the winter. Then they used to take those big logs and they'd put them on a sawhorse They'd cut it into blocks and then they'd split that. So my grandma, she had a lot of nephews that would come from Fort Yates down there, where she was from. They would stay with us. I'd stay with my dad and my grandpa, and they would help him. They would help my dad, my uncles, all through the winter, cutting wood. I remember having horses when we was younger. I used to go ride, do a lot of riding, having fun. But as soon as it started getting dark, he was supposed to be home. Yeah, Dad used to say, if I have to come look for you, you're not gonna like it. There's a few times you had to look for me. The kids nowadays, they're so caught up in the cell phone. And now the 20, 25, 26, 30 years old, that cell phone is the babysitter of these kids, because all you have to do is give them a cell phone and they know everything, the games, whatever it is, it's on this machine, and they sit there and sit there and sit there in hours. And whereas my boy used to say, I made 400 points playing football. Well, we used to go out and play football, but we never did make 400 points. We used to go play basketball. We didn't have that. We didn't have that machine to dictate. And I say that with meanness, because you sit down at the table and eat supper, what do you see? Every one of the ones that sit at the table have a cell phone. I mean, there's no communication no more, no chores. These kids, they sleep till noon. You know, we used to be up 7:30, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and all depends what we had to do, you know. And be outside and go play outside. We didn't get to sit in the house. Of course, nobody really had air conditioning back then, you know. A lot of times you left all the windows open for a little while, and then about 9 o'clock, you shut all the windows and closed the curtains, and it was nice and cool. It stayed that way. A lot of these kids, they're getting lost, like I said, they're getting lost more and more. And I think there should be a group of people to bring that back from a very young age, from like grade school down to first and second grade. They should take them and start showing them, because I hate to say it, this day and age where everything's given to you and a luxury, and what you're gonna do is, if you had to wake up tomorrow morning and you had wood to split, wood to go get down the brush, you didn't have running water. You had to go find someplace to get water. You didn't have a bathroom. You didn't have a shower. You took a shower in a tub. Stood in there and took a bath in a tub. I have 3 kids, 4 kids take a bath in one tub. So I hate to be the last one taking a bath, and kind of dirty, that water. Starting from a young age, show them how it is to gather wood, show it how it is to get water, show them how it is for your personal hygienes, you know. Bear poops in the woods, no matter what. So, and to be able to point to somebody and say, hey, okay, we need some wood. Okay, no problem. And then they're off. Say, you guys go with him. Come back, give him a wheelbarrow, let him load that wheelbarrow full. And it shows them, it'll build their confidence. I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And show them what it is to read tracks, know how it is, show them how it is to have to produce game, go out and get your game, go get your rabbits and your pheasants and bring them back and skin them and gut them and prepare them, give them somebody so they could cook them. And then all the way up from rabbits, chickens, to deer, But always, it's not always about me. It's always us. Remember that. It's always us. Because no matter what, you can't do nothing by yourself. You're going to always need help. No matter what, you're going to need help. I learned all of that through my dad and hunting and this and that. And I went to service, got out. I had a family. I got a family. And I taught them everything that I taught. I learned. My kids are learning the same thing. Now I got grandkids that are learning it. And they're learning about hunting and fishing and all these things. One day, I hope to see more and more people involved in the real things that made us what we are today.